Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood and sports updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. In the high-stakes world of the NBA, where every moment can swing the balance of a season, the unexpected always looms, casting shadows over even the brightest of matchups. And now, just as the Golden State Warriors prepare to face off against the Memphis Grizzlies, in a play-in game charged with emotion, legacy, and desperation, a shocking and heartbreaking update has taken center stage. Jimmy Butler, the heart and soul of Miami Heat, and one of the most feared competitors in the league, has suffered an injury that could alter the course of the entire postseason. Though he's not a direct player in the Warriors vs. Grizzlies showdown, the ripple effects of Butler's condition stretch far and wide across the playoff landscape, stirring emotions, shaking expectations, and forcing fans, players, and analysts to brace for a new reality. Butler, the relentless fighter, the clutch performer, the man whose playoff performances have often defied logic and limits, is now facing a cruel twist of fate, and the entire NBA world is holding its breath. Jimmy Butler's name is synonymous with intensity. Over the years, he's become a symbol of grit, perseverance, and unshakable resolve. From his early days of being doubted to becoming the undeniable face of the Miami Heat, Butler's journey has been one of proving people wrong time and time again. Whether it's diving for loose balls, locking down the opposing team's best scorer, or hitting cold-blooded shots with the game on the line, Butler has made it his mission to be the man who shows up when the stakes are highest. So, when news broke that Butler sustained a knee injury during a high-impact game leading up to the playoffs, it wasn't just Miami fans who gasped. It was the entire basketball community. Because when Jimmy goes down, the playoffs lose more than just a player. They lose one of their most compelling characters. The injury, described as a right MCL sprain, immediately ruled him out for several weeks, casting doubt on whether he'd be able to return in time to make a meaningful impact, if at all, this postseason. The emotional weight of this injury is monumental. Think about what Butler represents to his team: leadership, heart, determination. His presence on the floor is more than just stats, though those are impressive too. It's about the tone he sets, the fear he instills in opponents, the confidence he injects into his teammates. Without him, the Miami Heat lose their compass, their engine, their edge. And for Jimmy, who has fought tooth and nail to bring Miami to the brink of contention year after year, this injury feels like an especially cruel betrayal by the basketball gods. He's poured everything into this season, battling through adversity and leading a team that was always underestimated. Now, just when it's time to turn the dial up to 11, his body has forced him to pause. It's the kind of moment that reminds us all how fragile greatness can be. As the Warriors and Grizzlies prepare for what many are calling one of the most anticipated play-in games of the modern era, Butler's absence echoes in the background like a tragic refrain. His injury doesn't directly impact their immediate game, but symbolically, it casts a long shadow over the playoff race. The NBA is built on stars, and Butler is one of the brightest. His injury is a reminder that at any moment, even the promising playoff run can be derailed. This adds a layer of urgency to every game from here on out. For Golden State, it's another sign that their time is now, or never. For Memphis, it's a moment to seize opportunity in a field that's shifting beneath their feet. And for everyone watching, it's a cue to savor every second, because nothing is guaranteed. The Warriors, led by Steph Curry, know this better than most. They've had their share of heartbreak, injuries, and miraculous comebacks. This season hasn't been easy. They've battled inconsistency, internal friction, and a stacked Western Conference. But they've made it here, to the cusp of the playoffs, where legacies are written in sweat and clutch shots. With Butler's injury, there's a sense that the door might be slightly more open. If Miami falters, if the Eastern Conference shifts, it could change the dynamics of the finals. If Golden State makes it that far, every injury in the NBA is a domino, and Jimmy Butler's setback could send tremors through every matchup. On the other side, the Memphis Grizzlies have had their own share of turbulence. Injuries, suspensions, and high expectations have tested their chemistry and resolve. Ja Morant, the electric but controversial star, has been trying to find his rhythm amidst a season of noise. With Butler out, players like Ja now have an even brighter spotlight, and the pressure to perform multiplies. The play-in game against Golden State becomes more than just a battle for a playoff berth. It becomes a statement about survival, resilience, and ambition. Fans have reacted with a mixture of heartbreak and hope. Social media erupted the moment the news about Butler's injury was confirmed. Tributes poured in, with fans sharing their favorite Butler moments. His 56-point playoff masterpiece against the Bucks. His iconic stare-downs. His never-say-die attitude. But there was also a deep sadness. A collective mourning of the idea that we might not see playoff Jimmy this year. The version of him that seems to transcend the game itself. Analysts quickly began recalibrating their playoff predictions, and team strategies started shifting. The Miami Heat, now without their cornerstone, must rely on a combination of Bam Adebayo's leadership, Tyler Herro's scoring, and Eric Spoelstra's tactical brilliance. But can they survive without their heart? The impact of Butler's absence also raises important questions about the future. At 34, how many more deep playoff runs does Jimmy have in him? Can his body hold up under the relentless demands of postseason basketball? And perhaps more painfully, will we ever see him hoist that elusive NBA trophy? These are questions no one wants to ask, but everyone is thinking. Because Butler isn't just any player. He's a symbol of the underdog, the fighter, the guy who doesn't quit. To see him sidelined at such a pivotal moment is a gut punch for anyone who loves the purity and drama of the game. But here's where the story takes a turn. If there's one thing we've learned about Jimmy Butler, it's this. You can never count him out. He's the guy who was once homeless, who went from junior college to NBA stardom, who turned rejection into motivation. This injury may be a setback, but knowing Butler, it will also be fuel. Expect him to attack rehab with the same ferocity he brings to the fourth quarter. Expect him to be back, maybe not this postseason, but stronger, hungrier, and more determined than ever. And when he does return, you can bet he'll have the entire league on notice. Meanwhile, as the Warriors and Grizzlies clash in a high-drama showdown, Jimmy's absence will be felt like a missing heartbeat. The arena will be electric, the stakes sky-high, but there will be a quiet void where Jimmy's fire would have burned. And maybe, just maybe, that void will push others to rise. Maybe it will be Steph Curry, unleashing one of his vintage performances. Maybe it will be Ja Morant, reminding everyone why he's one of the most explosive talents in the game. Maybe it will be someone unexpected stepping into the spotlight, inspired by the void Butler has left behind. In sports, every injury tells two stories, one of loss and one of opportunity. Jimmy Butler's knee injury is a brutal blow, yes, but it's also a spark, igniting new possibilities, new narratives, and new heroes. The NBA playoffs have always been a stage for the unexpected, and this year, with Butler's fate hanging in the balance, the script is more dramatic than ever. So, as we brace for an unforgettable play-in game between the Warriors and the Grizzlies, we do so with heavy hearts and hopeful eyes. Because while Jimmy Butler may be sidelined, his presence is everywhere, in the passion of the players, the urgency of the moment, and the spirit of competition that defines the NBA at its best. This isn't just a game. It's a battle shaped by triumphs, tragedies, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. And for Jimmy Butler, the fight is far from over. It's just taking a new form. He may not be on the court tonight, but his story, his fire, his legacy, burns on. Stay tuned. This is only the beginning.